Waiting in joyful hope for the coming of the Lord is to perceive His wonderful works, even amidst life's uncertainties. Norman Cousins, in his autobiography, The Anatomy of an Illness, speaks about a miraculous cure he had from a terminal illness. The doctor said that he had only 1 in 500 chances of recovery, but he did not want to give up. He believed that the mind had greater power over matter. He knew that negative emotions created negative chemicals in the body. He wanted to prove that positive emotions, on the other hand, can have positive effects on the body. The emotion he gave importance to was happiness. Even amidst his pain and illness, he found reasons to be happy. Of course, he did not give up medicine. He moved from the hospital to a hotel nearby and spent a lot of time watching humorous movies, and he spent time laughing. That worked. He was completely cured. Medicine was important, but more important was the moments of happiness he picked up from the otherwise troublesome life. He looked at the wonders of life with hope, ignoring the pain and discomfort of his terminal illness that healed him completely. It is your capacity to perceive the wonders around you, even amidst life's uncertainties, that will give joy and meaning to your life. The theme for the third Sunday of Advent is joy. That is why it is called Gaudete Sunday. Happiness is the result of happenings. When good things happen to you, you are happy. But joy is the capacity to be happy even when the happenings are not so good. That comes from within. That is the gift of the Holy Spirit. In the Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 11, verse 2, John the Baptist hears about the works of Jesus. He was in the prison, and of course, that was not a very happy situation. Yet he is able to recognize the Messiah in the works of Christ. He sent his disciples and asked, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?" Jesus tells them, as we read in the Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 11, verse 4, "Go and tell John what you hear and see. The blind regain their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the good news proclaimed to them." It was an exhortation to his disciples to open their eyes and see the wonders being worked by Jesus while he was with them. Jesus in turn also was able to acknowledge the hand of God at work in John the Baptist. He acknowledges him as someone more than a prophet, the one who has come to prepare the way for the Messiah. Isaiah had foretold about the coming of the Messiah. In the book of prophet Isaiah, chapter 35, verse 5 and 6, we read, "Then will the eyes of the blind be opened, the ears of the deaf be cleared. Then will the lame leap like a deer, then the tongue of the speechless sing for joy." This is exactly what we see in the works of Jesus, the Messiah. Therefore, this is an invitation to joyfully acknowledge the hand of God at work among us. It is an invitation to live our life in joyful hope, even amidst life's uncertainties. St. James also has a similar message, to be patient and hopeful for the coming of the Lord. In the letter of St. James, chapter 5, verse 7, we read, "Be patient, brothers and sisters, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient with it until it receives the early and the late rains." Human life has its own troubles and difficulties, sickness and health, pain and pleasure, happiness and sadness. But these things will pass away at the coming of the Lord, the Messiah. That is why prophet Isaiah sings joyfully in chapter 35, verses 1 and 2. "The wilderness and the dry land will be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom. They will bloom with abundant flowers and rejoice with joyful song. They will see the glory of the Lord, the splendor of our God." So the message is not to get discouraged with life's difficulties, but to see the silver lining behind every cloud that you see, and to wait in patience and joyful hope for the coming of the Messiah. Let us proclaim with the psalmist, "The Lord shall reign forever through all generations.